I've been thinking lately about uncomfortable conversations. It's like it's a big phrase out there. I've used it. I tweeted about it, and I think it's absolutely spot on. That's what the world needs right now is being able to have an uncomfortable conversation. But I also started thinking about exactly what does that mean? And I was thinking this morning that means, at least to me, that means being open to something new. And to be open to something new, you better be curious. I think that's the word. Instead of saying it's uncomfortable, it's just being really curious to and coming from a place of I don't know it all. And I think that's what most people run into. I don't care what area of life you're talking about, whether it's business, whether it's parenting, whether it's just racism, politics, whatever it is, having an uncomfortable conversation is basically just saying, I'm curious to learn more because I haven't capped my curiosity. I haven't said, oh, I've learned it all and now I know it. So I don't have to listen anymore. That's when you're not willing to have an uncomfortable conversation. It really is a fear-based thought, an emotion of fear to think that you don't have anything else to learn, that you've learned everything about it. I know, obviously, playing football for 17 years, no matter what, at the end of each year, I never thought I arrived. I was always in a state of curiosity. How can I get better? What ways can I improve? How can I keep leveling up? And I think that's what all great people do, no matter what it is. Whether all the greatest actors, all the greatest musicians, all the greatest politicians, all the greatest spiritual leaders, you gotta have curiosity. You got to be able to realize that you don't have all the answers. That's kind of what science is, I guess, where you always want to keep pushing the boundary. And I think if you don't want to be there, if you're the person who says, I don't need to sit down and listen to what another person has to say, if you're not willing to have your mind changed, it's coming from fear. It's coming from a place, I don't want my mind changed. I already know it. I already have the answer. You have capped your ability to keep growing, to keep learning. And when you get to that's boring to me. That's where problems come up. For instance, in relationships, if you're in a relationship with someone, the minute you think that you have them figured out, the minute you think there's nothing else for me to learn about this person, that's when the relationship falls apart. You see it all the time in marriages. Once you start to think that there's nothing else to learn, I know everything, pretty much everything there is to know about this person, that's when you get bored. That's where resentment starts. That's where judgment starts. And once you go down that path, it's not a good place. It doesn't lead to a great outcome usually. Or if you can put up with it and stomach it, you're just going to be miserable. You're making yourself miserable and the people around you miserable, and your significant other miserable. And the same thing goes for what's going on right now, I think, in our society for a lot of different reasons. But let's take the whole Black Lives Matter movement. If you're not willing to sit down with somebody who has a different opinion than you, that's lack of curiosity. That's coming from fear. And really then you are part of the problem. And that's where things don't get better. That's where things will go really, really slow, because things will get better. There's no doubt about it. Things will always get better. You keep evolving. I think that's one of the laws of nature. We will always keep growing. Now, it can go slow and then stagnate at times, or it can go much, much faster. And the way to do that is just having an open mind and an open heart, being absolutely curious. That's where the greatness lies. That's where fun is. That's where opportunity to grow and get better is there when you can just say, I don't know it all. I want to learn more. That is a beautiful place to be in life, and one that I hope most people can get to. Not everybody's going to get there, but I hope most people do. And that's what we need here. We don't need to change everybody's mind, but majority of people need to adopt that frame of mind, that openness, that curiosity, that leveling up, that attitude. And I know for sure of all the books I've read about great people, greatness, everything that I've ever studied, that's a key ingredient. That's where greatness lies. It's just getting over that fear of learning something new. So anyways, just my thoughts on it. Stay curious, stay open-minded, open heart. Keep wanting to learn something new. Never think that you know everything. There's always more to learn. There's always room to improve, always room to get better. And you'll be happier for it. You will be happier for it. And in that, you'll make everybody else around you happier. You will become a leader. You will become an inspiration to people around you.